video is You Have Pretty Privilege, Unlocking the Key to True Beauty. So first of all, I want to give a specific shout out to Tatiana White. This is Tinwola and all the other beautiful women who have inspired me by creating content around beauty and loving who you are naturally. This is a key to true beauty. Feeding yourself on people who are uplifting and support natural beauty, right? So this is important. It's so important to see yourself represented around you. The other day I was saying to my husband, you know what, like, I'm just so happy for my girls. I'm so happy for them that at the ages that they are, so young in life, they've already seen so many different images of black people. Even though I'm coming into the understanding now that, you know, to say black is a little ignorant because black doesn't really denote culture, but just bear with me for this, right? But they are seeing so many images of people of all, you know, shades, right? Who they can say, wow, I can be a doctor, I can be a lawyer, I can be a princess, all of these different types of things. They have seen so many positive images of black people, right? That it for them, their mindset, it's not, they're not going to have to struggle with the same struggles that I have. You know, they already like their hair, they already like their skin. Not to say there haven't been times when they've said things like, oh, I would want this Barbie's hair and stuff like that. You know, we have had to deal with that. But overall, they're not having the same hang ups because they just see themselves represented. Like, have you ever considered that? It's so normal for our younger brothers and our younger sisters to see people in positions of power, to see people doing various things, using their skills, their gifts, and know that it's attainable for them. So it's so important to feed yourself on that. This is why we had those ton of videos in the natural hair movement where people were saying, why I'm tired of the natural hair movement. It's because, for example, my hair would be classed as 4C. It's because people would say, oh, this is how to style 4C hair. And then you look at their hair and it's like, bruv, like, really, or sis, that's not my hair still. Yeah, that's not it. You see what I'm saying? So it's so important to see, oh wow, they look like me. Their hair is like me. I am represented. You understand me. We have a commonality. This is important. And when you're loving that, you know, when you're loving who you are, you encourage others to want to do that too, regardless even of race, right? So the second thing I want to talk about is a quick review and spoiler if you haven't seen it, of I Feel Pretty. Now, this is a comedy movie that came out originally in 2018, and Amy Schumer is the main character. She plays a lady called Renee Bennett, and basically, you know, she's a career woman. She you know, she wants to go further in her career. She has a dream job about working at this company, but she is so full of low self-esteem. Everywhere she goes, she carries it with her. She's obsessed with beauty and she just doesn't think she has it. It consumes her. And you know, she doesn't even want to apply for her dream job initially because she thinks, well, how could I be a receptionist at that job? I'm not beautiful enough. So as you can see, everything was around that. So then, you know, she makes a wish at a well one night. She's crying and she says, I wish to be beautiful. And then the next day, she goes to a soul cycle class. She drops and bangs her head. And then when she wakes up, it's really funny because she's just like, look at my arms, look at my abs. And she's telling the woman, feel my abs. And these times it's the same abs. But she's still normal. She still looks the same. But in her eyes now she's beautiful. Now she's the pinnacle. She is it. And her self-esteem, it's like, it doesn't even go to confidence, it goes to like overconfidence. And you know, she goes for the job and she gets the job. And even when people walk into the building and see her at the reception, one lady was like, oh, sorry, maybe I'm in the wrong building. Because aesthetically, she didn't look like what they would expect for a receptionist at that company. They were like, maybe I have the wrong building. And she was like, no. And a lot of these things went over her head because she thought, oh, yeah, I'm just so beautiful. She entered a swimsuit competition and she didn't win, but she was like, you know, oh, I'm just taking it on the chin. I know I'm beautiful anyway. So it was really funny to see that. And then she even spoke to a guy in the laundromat who she ended up dating, but she wouldn't have had the confidence to speak to him before. But because she thought she was so beautiful, she just assumed that when he was asking for her number in the line, that he was actually asking for her phone number. All right, so now I need to make the summary shorter. So on the positive, she went for the job. She was able to make an impact and all of that. But on the negative side, she ended up thinking that she was kind of better than her friends. And then she almost cheated on her boyfriend with a man who would have been what we would say is out of her league. But because of her, her confidence, it just attracted him to her. And then towards the end, she drops and bangs her head again. And then she realizes, oh, I never changed. I always look the same, you know? And her boyfriend tells her, I always thought you were beautiful. Now, people have their critiques of this movie. I understand it's just a movie, it's not that deep. But what I would say is, it's not about, oh, you have to bang your head and see that you're beautiful and all these things. What it's showing you is if you just have that confidence, you would be surprised how far you go. You would be surprised who is attracted to you, who starts to find you interesting, and the opportunities that come into your life when you actually have confidence and you realize, hey, by me just being me, I'm beautiful. By loving who you are naturally, that's a pretty privilege. I love the video that I watched, and she said, like your natural hair is your pretty privilege, right? Look at the journey that a lot of us have had to just wear our hair, how it grows out of the root, right? Look at the freedom that you gain from just wearing your hair naturally without feeling like, oh boy, I have to, you know, let me slick down the baby hair. And then when you slick it down, as soon as you go in the rain, it just goes boom. Like my hair, I dropped that years ago. My hair ain't doing the slick down baby hair thing. Maybe it was it for 2 seconds. You know what I mean? Like growing up South London, you see the girl, oh, me, oh, I want that like baby hair. No, it's not gonna happen. That's not my hair, and that's okay, right? If I want to wear it free in a twist out, this is how my hair looks with a twist out, I can do that. If I want to put it in an afro, I can do that. If I want to put it in a bombastic style, I can get my friend to do that. Do you see what I'm saying? But there's freedom in that, and that freedom, that confidence, that's what makes you even more attractive. You already have your own unique features. Play up on them. You know what I mean? Be happy in who you are, because you can't change who you are and how you look, but you can change how you feel about yourself. And when you do, the world is your oyster. All right. So the third thing I want to share is this. I left a comment on a YouTube video and I made it into a post on my Instagram as well. I'll read it to you. It says, true beauty is found when you let go of a beauty standard you will never meet and take care of yourself mentally and physically. And what do I mean by that? I think it was Precious Fro. I don't want to quote her wrong, but I think it was her who I heard saying, there's nothing wrong with European beauty standards. There's nothing wrong with Asian beauty standards, right? There's nothing wrong with African beauty standards. Every culture, every nation has their own beauty standards. That's okay for them. The problem is when you are trying to live up to that or change yourself to fit into that. Then there's the problem. You're never going to fit into that. You see what I'm saying? Like, I have the nose that I have the lips that I have. This is me. And I love me. And like, thank you, God, for me. Thank you, Lord, for making me me. I appreciate it now. And it's not about being overconfident or egotistical. It's just about being happy in who you are. Because you know what? What's on the other side of this? Feeling down every day, feeling consumed and envious, and I wish I looked like that. Is that how I should feel every day? Or should I be happy in who I am and shine bright in who I am? I choose that option. Thank you. You see what I'm saying? So when you let go of those beauty standards and say, I'm going to stop putting a European beauty standard on myself, or even for a European woman, I'm going to stop putting an African beauty standard on myself. And even, all these people now, they want to get big lips, and we've seen over the years, and bam, like, that's not your shape, and that's okay. Like, if we just go to the gym and do some more squats, you'd be surprised what your derriere would look like. There's ways that there's little things that we can do to enhance ourselves, but we don't have to potentially risk our life chasing something that was never meant for us. Like, God already created you to be who you are. You're here, you have a purpose, so shine bright in it. Stop allowing the devil to steal your joy by being consumed with how you'll never look and chasing it, right? So, our verse of encouragement, Mark chapter 12, verse 30 to 31. And thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind, and with all thy strength. This is the first commandment. And the second is like, namely this: thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. What does that say? Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. So that means you got to have some love in there. Self love. I know some Christians don't like to hear the word self love, but that's what the Bible's telling us. There is none other commandment greater than these. Yeah? So love yourself, love others. This is me. This is me now. No, I'm sorry. You know what? J-Lo. Oh, J-Lo. She's going through a lot right now. But she made this tune the other day, and I thought, oh, this is me now. Baby. It had like the, oh, I really liked how it sounded. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, this is me now, isn't it? This is me now, and it feels really, really good. And I just want to share that with the world. All right, so share your light with the world as well. All right, then, ladies, thank you for watching. And while you are visiting, please remember to like and subscribe. Bye.